Hi, I'm Tom Summers with Coldwell Banker Realty. I'm a licensed real estate agent in the state of Minnesota. Today I'm going to answer the question for you, what is the difference between a contingent offer on a home and a non-contingent offer on a home when you're purchasing? But before I go into that, for those of you that might be watching or listening that don't know what a contingency is, I'd like to explain it. A contingency is literally nothing more than an action that takes place in a purchase agreement. So you can have a contingency on an inspection, contingency on reviewing documents if you're buying a condominium or a townhome, or even just some type of a financing contingency. So let's use the inspection contingency. If you have an inspection contingency, you as the buyer have an action to take, which is getting an inspector in to look at the house, review the home, take a look at that inspection, and then make the decision. I want to buy this, I don't want to buy it, or we need to negotiate further because the inspector found issues. Whatever course that goes, once it's resolved, and you accept and move forward with the purchase agreement, then that contingency is removed and there's no other contingencies that have to be dealt with at that point unless there's something else that's in the contract. So at that point, you're usually locked in with the buyer and the seller. So when you're looking at purchasing a house, a lot of people that are writing contingent offers are people that own homes currently that have to sell them. Most people can't afford to own two homes and make two house payments. So part of that purchase agreement for the home you want to buy has to be a contingency for the sale of your home. You have to make them aware that, look, I can't buy your home unless my home sells. So one of the things that you're going to want to consider before you even go down this road is you want to make sure you've sat down with your real estate professional, talked about the value of your home, what your net sheet is and your bottom line, so that you have a good feel for what you think the house is going to sell for, what you're going to net out of the sale. So then when you tell your loan officer, hey, we want to make an offer on this new house, even if it's contingent, I'll know how much to put down, I'll know how much my house payment's going to be. You're going to want all that information. So you don't necessarily have to have your home on the market to write an offer on a home that's contingent, but a lot of sellers prefer that you're at least very close, if not having the home already on the market before they'll look at a contingent offer. So having the contingent offer leaves you open to a lot of different things. The upside is you get to write an offer right away on a home that you love. And lots of times it gives people a peace of mind that, okay, I know where I'm moving now. Now I can get really focused and get my home listed, get it sold so I can buy this new one. But the downside is the contingency leaves you open to be bumped, meaning that another buyer can come along at any time during this process that's non-contingent, write an offer, and the seller can say, hey, you know, this non-contingent offer is a for sure thing because they don't have a home to sell. So they can call your contingency and say, okay, you've got 48 hours to bring me a purchase agreement on the sale of your home, or this purchase agreement between us is canceled, and then they can move forward and work with that new buyer. The other problem with all of this is that the seller can also just call the contingency for no other reason than they feel like this is somehow hampering their ability to sell the home. So in a short time of typically 48 hours, sometimes less, sometimes more, you can be bumped out of this purchase agreement and be back to square one. The other thing is it's really hard to negotiate with better terms for you as an agent, because when we don't have a solid deal yet and you're not non-contingent, I can usually get you one of two things, which is either time, meaning a longer amount of time before the closing so we can get your home sold, or I can get you a better price, but I can't always get you both. And also too, lots of sellers don't take a contingent offer as serious as they do non-contingent. So some of them will say, well, why would I sign with you if you're not going to give me full price? Why would I wait? Why not just leave it on the market? So those are some of the negative or downsides of doing a contingent offer. Lots of times, especially if you have a house that's very saleable and it's in good shape, I will say to my clients, look, why don't we at least get your house on the market, see if we can get it sold in the first week or two, and hopefully that other home will still be available. You can go back and then now you can go in non-contingent because you know what your bottom line is, you know what your home is selling for, which they won't know. You'll know exactly how much money you're putting down and what exactly your monthly payment's going to be, and you'll know the closing date based on what you just agreed to on the sale of your home. But If you're a non-contingent buyer, it puts you in a much stronger position not only to negotiate because you have no contingencies other than what you put in a normal purchase agreement, like with the inspection or reading the documents from the association, things like that. So you can lots of times negotiate a much better price because now the sellers have to worry about, well, God, if we can't put this together, maybe we're going to lose this buyer, and will the next buyer that comes along be as good, or will their offer be lower? So it just puts you in a better position. The main thing is that real estate is a fluid thing that changes all the time. And as a buyer and a seller, you just have to accept that it is what it is. It's not like going on to Amazon and ordering a pair of shoes and expecting they're going to show up in a couple of days, and they do. There's a lot of moving parts to buying and selling properties, and so unfortunately the only thing you can control in your own world is all of the things that you can do to get ready and make your house look its best, present it its best, allow showings. Those are things you can control, but you can't control what the other person's going to do, if they're going to write an offer or not. So my advice always is, if you can go in non-contingent, it puts you in a much better position than it would if you're going in with a contingency. Now there's one other aspect that some people have used, which is called a bridge loan or a gap loan. There's a lot of different names for it, but there are some people who have enough that they can literally afford to own 2 homes at once. So they can literally buy the new home, move in, put their other home on the market, and if they have to pay mortgages for a couple of months on both, they can do that. This is a possibility, but it's a very high risk possibility. So you really have to know your numbers and know your market and have trust that your real estate agent has this all squared away for you, because it can put you in financial ruin. So the best way to purchase a home as a non-contingent buyer is to either A, have no home to sell at all, or have an offer on the sale of your property, because it's just going to put you in a better position. So if you can learn to be patient, let the process work its way through, you're going to be better off at the end, at least I believe. If you have any questions or concerns, or you want more information, please feel free to give me a call. My number is on the video as well as my email. And if you are watching me on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. That really helps me, and it will get you updated with any new videos that I do. Thanks for taking a few minutes out of your day. I hope I answered some questions for you. If you have anything that you want to know, if you have other topics you would like to see me do, I can do that as well. So just reach out. Thanks so much and have a great day.